All right, so kind of tell me in your own words what brought you out here today.
I read the article in the paper a couple of months ago or whatever it was, and I was just inspired by the idea of remembering when I used to play Legion ball, back up in Orange County growing up, and how special it is. And when I read the article about all the teams, all the kids that wanted to play, and it's a versus travel ball, and a lot of people can't afford that, honestly, or won't make the team. And so I was just really impressed that they brought it back, the American Legion type baseball. It was a good competitive league when I played years ago, and I just thought it was great. It gives a lot more kids an opportunity to play the game and improve, and during the summer months, and they want to play. So I just thought it was really great, and I wanted to get involved.
So, tell me about your time when you did play with the American Legion baseball.
Well, I grew up in Orange County, in a little town called Brea, and we had the Coal League there when I played Coal League at the same time. But American Legion, we didn't have a team, but the neighboring city, Fullerton, did. So I went over and tried out for the Fullerton team and made that. And so actually it was two former Major League pitchers, myself and Steve Busby, who used to be with Kansas City and grew up in the area. And so Steve and I were the two main pitchers for our American Legion team, and Steve was good in his own way with a couple of no-hitters in the big leagues, and so we had a lot of fun on the weekends. He and I would usually pitch the two games, and we'd be 2-0 when we got done on a weekend, but we just had a great time playing the game.
So I kind of want to wait for the music to stop a little bit for my next question, but what I'm going to ask you is kind of just tell me how important you think it is for young athletes to be playing and participating in something like this, because it does help them in the big leagues, or I mean, a lot of major league players used to do this all the time. So I'll kind of wait for the music for you to answer that one.
No, it's in between innings, so you know when it's going to quit.
Yeah. Which is nice. So kind of just tell me how important you think it is.
Well, I think American Legion baseball, anytime the kids can get out and play, and especially baseball, I think it's important. It always is important. I don't like idle minds. It makes me nervous. And they got a passion for the game. That's why they're out here playing, and they're chasing the dream like we all did at that age. And so you get out there, and like I said, the teamwork, and it teaches you how to fail and handle failure, and baseball's really good at that. But there's just so many, things in life that can be applicable to a baseball, career and playing the game. And so I think it's really special that these guys get this opportunity. And they were trying to put together 4 or 5 teams, I know, and they ended up like 13 or 14 teams. And I just thought that was phenomenal that many kids want to play baseball but aren't getting the opportunity. And that's a negative for that age group. And so I just thought it was just so special, and I reached out to them, and I'm glad to see, and hopefully the Padres will reach out to them, with maybe some convincing words from me, and so I'm going to probably try to work on that a little bit. But it's a wonderful thing that they're doing here, the American Legion people, and the kids are going to get a lot out of it.
So real quick, just last question. I know you probably don't know how all the competition is and around all over the world or all over the U.S., but I know they'll go to Yonkville and then Denver and then the World Series. If so, how do you think the San Diego teams, do you think they're going to advance that far, or what are your hopes?
Well, they can. I mean, number one, I've already seen a couple of arms. It look pretty decent, and the pitching is where it's going to start. And I'm not sure what the bullpens look like, but it's usually the shortstop and the second baseman and the left fielder are your relief pitchers. And that's just like the old days. It hadn't changed much. But you just never know. San Diego is such a pool of baseball talent. And I know there's some out here. A lot of us probably train travel ball, true, but there's some talent out here that's playing in high school right now and, want to further go along in their career, play in college. And so this is going to be important. So they get in those tournaments, you just never know. That hot team is going to move and advance, pretty quickly. So I hope one of our teams can do that.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Do you mind if I get a quick picture with